Phantom Nightmare, new card. It's only one card. You can activate one card with this card's name once per turn. Tribute a fusion or synchro monster. Special summon one monster with the same original level from your deck, but return it to the hand during the end phase. Ooh. That? Oh, wait, Runick. I can just tribute. So what you're telling me is I can tribute Hugin to summon any level 2. I can tribute you can summon Maxi and return it to the hand during the end phase. That's so funny. You can tribute Munin to summon any level 3. You can tribute Gary to summon any level 4. You can tribute Freki to summon any level 5. Or you can even use freaking Sleipnir to summon any level 9. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Barrier statue. So your first instinct was, you read the card, right? I just want to clarify. You read this card and it says special summon a monster with the same level and return it to your hand during the end phase. And your first instinct was to summon a barrier statue? So you're trying to summon a barrier statue, lock yourself for the rest of the turn, right? You're trying to lock yourself for the rest of the turn and then lift the lock in your own end phase. That's what you're trying to do. That's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see this card. Is I'm gonna lock myself with a barrier statue and then it's gonna return to the hand in the end phase and my opponent can do whatever they want. That's a crazy first thought to have. That's a crazy first thought to have. I'm impressed by that. I'm low-key impressed by that. But no, I'm just thinking of the things you could have done. Like, for example, this card in for example, Runick for higher sprite, you know? You don't draw your sprite cards, no problem. Tribute Hugin, get it. You don't draw your Rex, no problem. Tribute Hugin, get it. You know, there's uses for this. There's definitely uses for this. There's one thing that makes this card a little bit worse, and that is the fact that it's not a quick play. If this was a quick play to freaking dodge Imperm on Hugin, this card would straight up be insane. It would be straight up busted. Like, it would be completely busted if it was a quick play spell. Like, if you could dodge Imperm on Hugin, oh man. Ash hurts a lot on this. Depends, right? It depends. Instant fusion combo. Ah, yes, that's the broken part about this card, is that you can combo it with instant fusion. Okay, outside of... Okay, this card seems handcrafted for Runics. I'm gonna be honest with you. This card seems handcrafted for Runics because it's by far the easiest archetype that summons out fusions. It has a lot of different levels available. And it even clears your extra monster zone so you can summon more Runics, right? So it's like, this card seems handcrafted for Runics. But on second thought, what else can you do with this card? Is there like an interesting use for this card? Because it kind of feels like a duality card to me. A little bit like duality. Like, you don't want to... You can't really... You don't want to build an entire deck around it, because then if you don't draw it, then, you know, you kind of need like a natural... You need like a natural fit for a card like this, because you're not going to build a new deck around it. It has to fit into an existing deck. Which it does that with Runic decks. It does fit into Runic decks, but what other decks does it fit into? You know, what can I do? Like, I can summon an Albion in my branded deck, and then I can tribute it. The problem with that is that it's very hard to like, I think if branded can already play to the point where they can make a Albion, they probably don't need a card like this one. Shinobu, thank you for the 5 months. Like, in that case, I would say it's like a win more kind of thing, right? Because you already need to be playing. You already need to be playing to make use of this card, which is not the case when you're looking at something like a Runick deck. Like a Runick deck summoning a fusion is not equal to I'm already playing, like my hand is already like comboing off, right? That's always what you do, no matter if you bricked or not. Can it tribute enemies' monsters? No. Tribute a monster always recurs to your own monsters. Of course not. Of course not. Nah, let him cook. Yeah, no, this card is just the best card in the universe, because if your opponent has a fusion or a synchro, you can just tribute it for cost and just summon a monster from your deck with the same level. Yeah, you could, no, just reasonable card, right? You know, tribute your opponent's Mirror Jade, summon any level 8 from the monster from the opponent's from your deck. Yeah, no, it does that. It does that, surely. Runick Sprite is back. I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see, right? The thing you have to realize is we're looking at a card from Phantom Nightmare, chat. This card is from Phantom Nightmare, which is not even out in the OCG yet. So this is a card that in the TCG we're gonna get this like months down the line. There could be more ban lists that hit Runick or other things. Like this is not even a 2023 Yu-Gi-Oh card. February 2024 is what chat is saying right now. Like this is a 4 months from now kind of deal, right? So it was interesting to look at now. I think there is potential as someone who's been playing Runick decks a lot. I think this is a card that would have made its way into some of my Runick decks. I think so. But we're gonna have to wait and see how the meta looks like in February of 2024. Like the ban list situation until then, the general position for Runick in the format, all that kind of stuff. We have to wait and find out. But it's an interesting card. It's not bad, and it definitely has potential to maybe have an impact on the way we play Runicks in the future. So, I mean, that's a win in my book. I like that.